Hello everyone, this is Data from JGX, and here we are with the second video about faction play. Today we will just do a quick recap of the most vital information in just 30 seconds, most vital information about the earlier video, and then we're going to move on drop deck philosophy. So how you understand in which way it is best for you to build to address tonnage distribution inside the drop deck. We'll do later on more videos addressing optimal decks and positionings map by map, but that will come later on. And then at the end of the video, I'll show you some of my best screenshots of faction play. So very briefly, some people missed what we were saying before about dropping and drop times. Somebody in the comments said, I don't want to wait 3 hours. There is no such thing as waiting 3 hours. Either there is a drop or there isn't. If there is, there is. If there isn't, there isn't. And this is the beauty about faction play. If there is no drop, like now, the game tells you, faction queue 0 to 2. You can stay in launch and queue for 10 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, it doesn't matter. If there is no game, there is no game. So what you do to play faction play is that you either start a big group, you create a group, you use the LFG function looking for group, you invite all of your friends, you create a full 12, and then you drop. When you drop, automatically the other guys will see the call to arms and will fill the other side. And this way you drop, or you wait for someone else to do that and you do it on the other side. Just I want to remind you that the defender side, in case it's siege, is on the right side. So as a solo pug, if it is siege, you should drop on the right side, Davion in this case. Another quick reminder, mercenary versus loyalist, you should faction hop. Very quickly, you should faction hop because of the faction reputation. Get just rank 2 in every faction, you get free mech pay. Now that we got this clarified, because most people didn't understand this stuff or missed it in the last video, drop deck, tonnage distribution, and drop deck philosophy. There are two ways, fundamental ways, in which you could build your drop decks. The first way is my favorite one, but requires more skill. And if you fuck it up, your result will be worse. The second one is easier, requires less skill, but is more consistent. So the way I do it, way number one, is maximum tonnage at the beginning and then fast at the end. Example, Darwolf, Mistlings, Darwolf, Piranha, Annihilator, Phoenix Hawk, Flea. So 2 very slow and heavy firepower based at the beginning, and then 2 fast mechs at the end. The pros. The pros is that you'll put a lot of firepower in the first waves. So if you play it well, you're going to do more damage at the beginning. And then at the end, the other advantage is that since you don't have 2 hours to play your faction play, you have 30 minutes in siege and 25 minutes in the quick play maps in faction play. Your time is not limitless. So once you properly use your 2 assaults, you don't have that much time left. You need to be fast to get there in times. On some maps, like for example Halibur Springs, sometimes I even don't get there in time unless I bring, for example, 2 Darwolves and 2 Piranhas, or 2 Annihilators and 2 Locusts, 2 Fleas, because there is no time to properly utilize other mechs, especially if you are in attack and you need to get there. Of course, you need to be able to pilot slow assaults, so to make that count, because it's way harder to play and pull damage in a mech that actually doesn't move, doesn't turn, doesn't twist, doesn't go anywhere, just for a slight firepower advantage. So if you have the skill to do damage in that, then do that. And then at the end, again, you need a lot of skill to play small, fast mechs, especially in the last drops where some people may actually run streaks. But if you're able to do it, the reward is actually higher. The second philosophy is the one that you need to utilize if you don't want to put all of your money in one single bucket. If you want something that is, if you want to spread the risk around the whole drop deck and have 4 mechs that are, or let's say, all around mechs, so you can keep playing them consistently across the game. An example, let's for example clear this drop deck to use it as an example. You can go without a, so for example, let's say that we are dropping on a flat map like Emerald Tiger. Again, I cannot select this because I have a clan contract. So if you can't do that, it's because you have a clan contract. Faction details, I want to go inner sphere to be able to do an inner sphere deck. What's going on here? Because you have a group open, leave group, manage drop decks, there we go. Okay, now they pop up. For example, let's say we are on a flat map like Emerald Taiga. I want to use heavy mechs so I can be consistent and avoid playing lights at the end. We grab some laser vomits, example, and we keep being consistent until the end. Another laser vomit, I could take a grasshopper, warhammer, then I want 3 large poles, quick draw, then why not another quick draw. It's a tank. So with a drop deck like this, we are consistent in all 4 waves. And you don't risk to be in a situation like, oh, I took my assault mech and I got backstabbed. I took my assault mech, I didn't get there in time. Or I got lurmed to death because I couldn't reposition in time. Or you don't have the risk of bringing a light mech and be like, oh, I got one shot. These risks are not here if you use the second philosophy. So spread the tonnage around evenly on all the 4 mechs. Another example on how to do that, if you don't want to run 2 big assaults at the beginning and then 2 small lights at the end. For example, let's say you want to go range or a heavy larges, I don't know, laser vomit. Instead of taking direwolves, Kodiaks, Basps at the beginning, you could take consistent laser vomiting. That's 1, that's 2, that's triple Vrago, and then another medium mech, more brawler at the end, like this. And we're even under tonnage. We could even take a vulture with lasers. Where is it? There you go. Something like this. And it's more consistent. You're not running super slow at the beginning and super fragile at the end. Last thing about drop deck philosophy, a thing that you may have noticed is that I tend to duplicate. This is because when I identify that one mech is perfect for that map, I bring it twice. if that mech is the best, I want the best of the best. And if I can bring it twice, I bring it twice. If I think that in that specific scenario, I want Giga Farm at the beginning, but again, you need skill to bring these kind of mechs, and then I don't have much time left, so I need to run in, jump in, because I have a few minutes left, and do all the damage I can do in a few seconds. I bring two of these, two piranhas, double duplicate. So duplicates is something you should keep in mind for faction play. At times you can bring in even 3 times the same mech, for example, triple Zeus with 5 large pulse. That's why I have 3 of those. Example, there we are. Because these mechs are good, so at times I bring 3 of them. Or the Black Knights, they're good, bring 3 identical ones, Laser Vomit, all 3 with the same build. So this is something you should consider. If you like a mech on a map, consider bringing it twice. And at the end, it's screenshot time. I want to know if out there is anybody who managed to pull more than what you're about to see. This is my best score in faction play in terms of damage. 5,641 damage with 18 kills. Then another fat screenshot back in the days where my name was Il Mech Warrior, 20 kills. This one, another fat screenshot, 21 kills in one game. This is for the damage again, 5,078 damage. Here we are with another one, 5,267 damage. And again, when my name was different in the past, 5,382 damage. So is there anyone out there that managed to pull actually more than 5,641 damage in faction play? Let me know in the comments. As for today's video, that's it, and I'll catch you next time, guys.